Yes, how are you? That's awful. Hello there. I'm here speaking out of a talk this morning, one of my F1 talks for Canon, and they were really interesting to learn what Canon are up to, because they're into absolutely everything. They are into areas of technology that I had no idea. You imagine Canon make printers and cameras, they're actually into all sorts of imaging capabilities, and when you think about what modern technology uses imaging for, it's everything. And specifically one that I was really interested in was autonomous cars. Because, you know, driverless vehicles, which we know are coming, have to use really complex and advanced digital imaging capabilities to know what's around them, and a lot of that technology is being pioneered by Canon and other companies like Canon, so that was fascinating. But one of the things that I really wanted to share with you were some of the questions that I got at the end. Because I always get questions at the end of these. Some of them are fascinating. I mean, I always get the one about who, if you put all the Formula 1 drivers in the same car, who would be quickest. It's an impossible question to answer, and that's generally the answer that I always give. The two drivers that I have worked with who I would probably rate as being the most complete drivers are Lewis Hamilton and Fernando Alonso. But of course each driver has a specific set of skills that are nuanced towards a particular car that they are driving. So, you know, Lewis Hamilton is very good at driving his Mercedes car right now. If you put him in something else, it might take him a little bit of time to get his head around how that works and how he gets the best out of it. Same for anybody else. So I always got that one. But one of the interesting ones that was obviously relevant to what Canon are doing was somebody asked, can you see Formula 1 ever employing autonomous technology or autonomous driving technology, i.e. will Formula 1 ever be using driverless cars? And the answer that I've given is no, I don't think so, because Formula 1, a huge part of what makes Formula 1 so great is the drivers, it's the personalities involved, it's the heroes behind the wheel. We all want to see, you know, somebody that we can relate to or somebody that we can look up to doing something that we think we could never achieve, and that's the role of a Formula 1 driver, the sort of superhuman person doing the incredible. So I don't think we'll ever see driverless Formula 1. You know, many of you will be aware there is this thing, Robo Race now, which I'm a huge fan of, by the way, which is a driverless racing car, still under development, but a hugely impressive bit of kit. Impressive looking, but also impressive in what it can achieve. So I'm really interested, I'm following that with interest, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to bring you some stuff from Robo Race in a vlog before too long. So that was that one. In terms of AI technology, or you know, machine learning, which is what Robo Race and driverless cars work from, yes, I can see that coming more into Formula 1. I can definitely see elements of Formula 1 using AI. In fact, some elements already do. In the simulation areas, we already use AI. You know, AI or machine learning, deep learning, is a technology that's starting to revolutionise everything we do. It's in your phones. You know, people like Facebook use it already for with the algorithms that they use to place adverts and to give you the content that's specific for you. So machine learning is a big area of development in lots of industries, and Formula 1's absolutely no different. But I can't see driverless Formula 1 cars anytime soon. The other question that I had this morning was, which is also quite an interesting and topical one, was about the Williams driver lineup. Somebody asked what I thought of the fact that we now have two very young, relatively inexperienced drivers in that Williams, you know, hugely historic and successful Formula 1 team. What do I think? What do I think? I think that it's a bit of a sad indictment, and I don't mean that with any disrespect to either of the two drivers, because I think both of the drivers, you know, have skills. I think they're both good, you know, both worthy of a shot in Formula One. But the fact that a team like Williams, of Williams' historical stature, is having to employ paying drivers, essentially drivers that are bringing you know, a decent chunk of money to the team over perhaps what the engineering side of the Formula One team wanted, is a bit of a sad reflection, probably both on Williams but also more on Formula One as a whole. You know, a sign that Formula One is so expensive, you know, prohibitively expensive for lots of companies, that, you know, the focus has to shift from outright performance and having the experience, or maybe the best guy in any given car at any given time, to making sure that you can pay the bills. So I think that's a real shame, and that's something that I think that Formula One has to look at further down the, you know, longer term. I think they are trying to with the 2021 regs, but I'm sure it's not going to go far enough. There needs to be a more even spread of the income from the sport, in terms of the spread of prize money, that kind of stuff, just to make it financially sustainable for everybody who wants to come and get involved. That doesn't mean that you have to make it so cheap that anyone can come and play. It still has to be the very best, has to be the pinnacle, and that is going to mean that it's expensive. But we can't have a team like Williams having to, you know, revert to a driver that brings sponsorship with him over a driver that maybe perhaps brings something better to the on-track performance in the car. And I know there was a massive debate at Williams, and an argument almost between the engineering side in Williams and the marketing side. I don't think they necessarily both wanted the same thing. I know Paul di Resta was favoured by the engineering side. I think even Robert Kubica was favoured by you know, a number of the engineering side. Maybe not because his ultimate lap time in that Abu Dhabi test was better than Sergei Sirotkin's, because you know, we understand that Sirotkin was marginally faster, particularly over a single lap. But from an engineering point of view, the engineers in that team want to have somebody with experience that they can help and work with to expand and develop the car. The development of whatever car they produce for 2018 would be much enhanced if they had a highly experienced Formula One driver behind the wheel, giving them the feedback that they need as engineers to go and translate that into updates and new equipment. A guy who's barely driven a Formula One car, let alone raced one, is going to be much more challenged in delivering that feedback, because he's got so much to learn himself. So I think that's a real shame. And you know, look, let's not take anything away from both Stroll and Sirotkin. I think they both have merits. You know, if Williams can produce a car that's better than last year, it'll be really interesting to see them measured in the mid-grid part of the Formula One race as to how they will do. But it's definitely not going to help Williams in a sort of medium to longer term to develop their car, to develop their engineering side. And of course, you know, that will feed on to the following year's car as well, which you have to take in mind as an engineer. So those are just two questions that I thought were quite interesting and that I'd share with you this morning. And also, I'm going to drop this little video clip in when I finish speaking. After yesterday's vlog, when I was out on the skateboard teaching the dog to run alongside me, I got home to realise that my wife had been spying on me out the window, and so she has given me this footage, spy shots that she took out of our bedroom window of me with the dog. I'll leave you with that.
So, like, this is where we are. That's the half-finished treehouse. About, I'd say 20 foot in the air. Perfect for 7-year-olds. And, oh, can you hear them barking? Elvis is trying to teach Wilson, there they are, to skateboard with him. So we're just spying from upstairs. Not sure Wilson gets it just yet. Here they come. Here's my husband slash teenager. This is midlife crisis. I don't know what is. Oh, got speed this time. Got speed. So my thoughts on this art is that, you know, Wilson's a dog. I think that's enough spying on my husband for the day. Slash piss take.